Now, stop me if you've heard this one before.
You always say that, Papa.
Ha! And yet you never stop me. But, little Nina, perhaps you do not want a story?
Tell the story! Tell it!
But of course! I had set sail on my greatest adventure to discover the fabled Isle of Libertalia. You remember, I told you of Libertalia, Nina.
The land of true freedom.
That's right! The greatest prize for a sailor. My destiny. But this time, my plans had gone, well, all to pieces. I had seen a bit of the world, from legendary fisherman to heroic lighthouse keeper to, now, treasure hunter. So this was not the first time your papa had to pick himself up and piece himself back together. So, there I was. Just another jumble of jetsam, washed up on an unfamiliar shore, completely broke. Again. No doubt about it. I needed to pull myself together. I was missing two things that every sailor needs. Now I was beginning to pull myself together. Now I could stand on my own 2 feet, but still I was rolling around like a drunken sailor. I needed to get my head on straight. Back then, I'd forget my own head if someone didn't remind me. There. Now there was just one thing.
You've forgotten your hand, Papa.
Ha! But of course! So there I was, Nina. Marooned. No ship, no prospects. The current had carried me here.
Wow! So you just popped your head off, Papa? Will I be able to do that when I grow up?
Better check with me before you try it, Nina. Now I could take a good look around. Progress! Soon I would escape, make my fortune, find Libertalia and true freedom. An appetite for adventure, little Nina. But first, food. A sailor needs a full belly to keep body and soul together. I reached for the coconut. Got it! Now, little success. My mouth watered.
Oi! What's this? Who's stealing my coconuts?
That was when I heard a familiar voice. There, perched on the rock, an old rival of mine. Cunning and devious.
These coconuts are to feed my family. You cast off, old castaway. Unlike you, I have responsibilities.
Of course, I offered him my hand, but as always, he seized the advantage. When sailors disagree, little shipmate, it was a duel for the ages. But finally, I got the upper hand. Then, treachery. Gave him a chance, and that crabby landlubber would take an arm and a leg. I had regained my footing, but my old rival had another trick up his sleeve. Oh, you see, he tried to turn my head, make me see things his way. He had my head in his clutches. I needed to free myself. Got him at last. Now, little shipmate, what do we say when we triumph?
I yield. Let's make a deal. If you give me one of those handy hands of yours, I'll give you my claw. Those nimble, bendy fingers will help me smash coconuts, and I'm sure you could use a powerful pinch. Give me your hand for old time's sake. Here is my claw. It's my best one, I promise. Merci, Bob. Now, no more leaving claw to mouse for my family.
Bye, Mr. Crab. What happened next, Papa?
Now, escape. There was signs of life. A gate that was bound shut. Snip, snip. It was high time I got off this beach. But how? I thought I could smell smoke.
Look up, Papa. Look up.
Oh. At least I knew what had happened to my boat. Ah, le téméraire. Tell me, Nina, if every part of a boat is repaired or replaced until not a plank of the original remains, is it still the same boat?
Well, what does the boat think?
True wisdom, little shipmate. Now, our way forward was blocked. The bridge was broken. But
We did it!
I couldn't climb out with a hand and a claw. I needed something to help me climb. The solution.
Yeah! What was in the shack? What was in the shack?
Yes, plenty of friends and buccaneers had passed through before me and left their mark.
Like who?
Lucky for me, fellow sea dogs were always willing to lend a hand. You see, when you find yourself on strange shores, you have...
Whee! When I grow up, I want to be a flying pirate too, Papa.
I was no pirate, merely a seagoing scoundrel. And you, Nina, will fly higher than I ever did. Yes, I was shipwrecked, alone, marooned. But when you've hit rock bottom, ma petite, there's only one way to go. Up. But it would be hard going with only one hook. 2 hooks? Now I was twice the pirate. I mean, sailor. Finally, I neared the cliff top. Soon I could resume my search for Libertalia. The Isle of Perfect Freedom. Almost. At last. I was out of that little backwater. A campfire. I saw signs of life. But then, a chill came over me. Out in the harbor, A huge mothership. I knew that vessel. Oh, yes. It seemed I had stumbled on the island hideaway of Captain Kenred and a bloodthirsty pirate crew. Sinister figures crowded around. They had found me. I put up my hooks, ready to fight it out. But
They didn't get you, Papa, did they? What happens next?
Well, back to reality, Nina.
Are you there, Nina? Darling? Hello?
I'm here, Mum. Are you okay?
I'm fine, darling. How are you getting on down there? Are the models all packed up?
Oh, no. I've made a good start, though.
I hope you haven't just been playing around. The hours you and Bob used to spend making his models while he told you all those old stories.
All right, come on, Nina. Let's do one more box. Oh, yeah. I remember the story that went with this one. Bob imprisoned by the dreaded Captain Kenred. There's the cage. Now we need the prisoner. Where are you, Bob?
Papa, when you first met Mum, did she like you right away?
Not instantly.
What about you? Was it love at first sight?
But to understand that story, you must hear how I escaped the bloodthirsty Budmer pirates. But first, we need to fearsome pirate ship. Pass me the clue. Now you're mine, Bob! Cried Captain Kenred with a hideous laugh. Soon you will be in the clutches of the Kraken! We'll see about that, said Bob.
Uncanny impression, Bob. You really nailed the hideous laugh.
Captain Kenred? Did you hear that? That is,
You tell her, Papa. They say you're a fine sailor, Bob. But I didn't know you were a storyteller.
My greatest story is yet to come, Kenred. The tale of how I escaped the Bonne Mare and bested a captain.
So there. I'd heard you were a wit as well. I see the stories were half right. I hope you're ready to work, Bob. You don't have to be in one piece to scrub grog pots. And if you work hard, we'll put you back together. Curse you, Kenred.
You cannot keep me from my quest, Kenred. I shall find Libertalia.
Libertalia. Bob, no one ever gets to Libertalia. Don't you know that? Oh, don't tell me that that's what you're all about. The land of perfect freedom? I searched for it too, Bob. There's no such place. Like I said, if you stay here and work, we'll put you back together. Look, I've got to go. I never let my men carouse without me. Bad form.
Well, yes, that would be bad form. A noble sentiment. Perhaps if we were not mortal adversaries, we could have been shipmates.
Right, sure. Libertalia. Ah!
So, there I was, captive of a cruel, yet strangely compelling pirate captain.
So, how did you get out of the clutches?
This would be my greatest escape yet. I was sure I could get one hand free.
There you go.
In a cage nearby, I could see the claw my old rival had given me. I had to unlock the cage. I was sure I wouldn't need that claw. Now things were coming together. My head had got me into this mess. Now my head would have to get me out.
Yeah, no one takes a piece out of old Bob.
Yes, yes. Our hero was back in one piece. Now, to escape. They had put me in the hold, like common cargo. I had to unlock the door. Ha! Sailor, storyteller, escapologist. Is there anything Bob can't do? The secret passage ahead was locked, but this old head of mine still held.
All your models always had a little secret trap door somewhere, didn't they? No wonder you always escaped in your stories.
Shh, little mate. We're trying to escape, remember? Through the porthole, I spied my boat.
What did Captain Kenrid mean when she said she'd put you back together?
Well, perhaps Kenred was not quite as fearsome and cruel as the engine room. What a beast. Getting to the other side would take every ounce of my cunning. Again, Bob must climb, ever upwards. If only I still had a climbing hook. Now we could make progress. So, I wouldn't need to repair another of the pirate's machine. The fear upon Mare was falling apart. The parts I needed would not be far away. Seems to be living the bugbear in better shape than I found it. Bob, keep moving forward.
All these moving parts. Why did you build these models and tell these stories over and over? Is this why you like building models? Because you're always fixing machines.
Ah, yes. Again, I was fixing the pirate's ship for them. Looked like I needed several cogs. There would be spare cogs somewhere inside the ship's giant engine. There should be one last cog laying around. must be a loose cock somewhere inside this big engine. I'm sure I could find spare cogs inside the engine. The bowels of this ship were like a maze, but I could follow my nose. I was starting to smell fresh sea air. I was nearing the upper decks. The exit was right there, but closed, of course. At last, I reached the crew area. My escape was getting dangerous, but nothing would keep me from my quest for true freedom. Ah, the captain's cabin. Kenred said she, too, had searched for Libertalia. Perhaps there were clues. Legend said that to enter Libertalia, you must sacrifice a great treasure. If Kenred gave up on the quest, perhaps the treasure was still here. An experienced treasure hunter, I made quick work of the search. Kenred's treasure, a mystical jeweled egg. This would get me into Libertalia. And, like the proverbial thief, treasure hunter on the upper decks, state-of-the-art security. No surprise with the treasure I'd found. I'd need an extra pair of hands to access the control room. Kenred had told me about the cruise party. With all of them sleeping like stones, I could safely explore their quarters.
I remember asking if you had any tattoos, Papa.
Your mother has forbidden me to answer that. There, on the deck, my ship, the Téméraire. Looks like they had already repaired him. Done a nice job, too. If I wanted to control the crane, I had to become the crane. There, in the corner, a winch system which would free the Téméraire. If I could slide him over to it, I would have to move those big cargo containers out of the way first.
We always got there in the end, Papa.
But why did you make such complicated models?
Life is complicated, Nina. I can't just walk over. How do I get myself to the boat? How do I reach the boat? Traveling in style. Le Téméraire. How I've missed you, mon ami. Escape was at hand, but then my heart stopped. Who should leap aboard Le Téméraire but...
Captain Kenred. Not so fast, you have something in mind.
Kenred, don't try to stop me. This treasure will grant me passage into Libertalia.
You're a fool, Bob, and you don't know what you're playing with. The Kraken's egg is a magical link that can't be broken. Give me the egg.
You are an egg.
You're an idiot! Bob, that is not some treasure. It's a responsibility. And frankly, you don't seem the responsible type.
I am Bob, you beguiling buccaneer, and I will be the one to reach Libertalia. Kenred! The Kraken's egg, it's split in half. And Kenred... You see, Nina, when you have met a worthy opponent, victory is not always so sweet.
Damn, Papa. I'd forgotten that part. And the sound the Kraken made? Not exactly Saturday morning cartoon stuff. No wonder Mum was always annoyed at your stories.